mental health is something that we don't talk about enough. In the black community, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why?
But once you get a control and an understanding of who you are, no one can use you against you. No one can ever use your mental illness against you. You've already spoke about it, so what you got?
The biggest point in life to resolve mental health is like giving a fuck about a person.
Where did you get the courage? I got the courage for 2 words. I care.
It's Chill Will Radio, where connections will be made, advice will be given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all. Yo. Welcome back to another fabulous, dope, fantastic, all that good shit episode of Chill Will Radio, man. I feel good today. It's in the studio. Didier got this thing cold. For some odd reason, he's hot all the time. I don't know, but he tripping anyway. How's everyone doing out there, man? Thank you for tuning in to Chill Will Radio, man. I always appreciate those people who tuning in, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoever, however, appreciate you, man. Always and foremost, man. Thank you for those individuals. If you're gonna listen to this thing today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next lifetime, whenever you get the chance, man, whenever you get the second, good looking at you, shoot. And as always, even those individuals who ain't gonna listen, you probably haven't caught on yet, but at some point in time within your lovely life, you will catch on soon, man. But anyway, I'm feeling good today. This week went by hella quick, really quickly. I'm proud of myself, right? One of the things that I've set out to do consistently this year, and I've been doing it consistently since it started. I probably fell off like a day or two, but I've been sticking to it consistently, writing things down, like writing notes, jotting my ideas and all of this stuff, writing them down. I always keep stuff in my head, and my life is getting a whole lot busier, and I have the ability to, just store things in my memory like I normally would. But so I've been writing them down in the planner. I have my little calendar to-do list, and I've been a whole lot more efficient so far, right? I've been a lot more efficient so far, and I see the progression and knocking things off with my checklist. Because normally when it's just in your head, it's just in your head. So you don't really notice when you need to knock it off, or you don't really notice when you don't knock it off, right? Because when it's on a piece of paper and it's in your calendar, and you have that to do in your calendar, you look back at your calendar, you're like, shit, I didn't do this. Now you're like, oh, okay, I need to get things in order. But if it's just in your head, it's like, push it off, and push it off, and push it off. So I'm seeing this whole little thing as an accountability thing, right? So I have certain things I need to get done by. I have certain dates, certain deadlines, and all that good stuff. So I applaud myself for being more accountable, more consistent when it comes to that, because I'm not the type of guy to write things down. I'm just, in my memory, I remember it. I remember everything, just give me some type of like cue or trigger or whatever, and it's going to pop up at some point in time. But outside of that, I was just telling Didier this as soon as he walked in, probably like a few minutes ago, that I haven't been skydiving in like a week and a half, and I kind of been itching for that, right? And I think it's dope that I have something that I can look forward to outside of work, right? I think it's dope that I have something I can look forward to outside of work. When was the last time I had something like that? I don't know. Probably never. And it feels good, right? It feels good. Find something that you look forward to outside of work that has nothing to do with work, right? Skydiving has nothing to do with nothing that I do. It's completely different. However, it does have beneficial properties, right? Psychologically, it does help out a lot. Mentally, it does help out a lot. When I have those days in which I can't sleep, I can go skydiving. That's going to tire my whole body out, and I will pass out, you know. So it has a lot of benefits outside of that, mentally, you know, physically. But, you know, just the fact that I have something to look forward to outside of work is actually really, really dope. So, you know, I challenge everyone, if you haven't found that one thing or something, whatever, find something to look forward to outside of work. I mean, a lot of us look forward to our bed to get home, but I'm not the type of guy that's gonna be in the house. Like, nah, find something to do outside of work, but also outside of the house, right? We not staying in the house like all year. Like, nah, we getting up and we're moving around. We going to, whether it be to the gym, to the friend's house, to the park, whatever, right? You're doing things to get out of your comfort zone, and you're doing things to make you more active, make you more mobile, right? Because one of the things that all of my jobs have taught me is that you do not want to be that 50, that 60, that 70, that 80-year-old person who is bedridden, who can't walk, who has to be in a nursing home. Like, you need to take care of yourself now. Like, health is probably the most, health is the most important thing out here, right? And your mind is going to go where your body goes, right? Your mind is going to go where your body goes. If your mind is saying stop, your body's going to stop. If your mind is saying go, your body is going to say go, you know. So get your mind right so your body can be able to go. So when you get to a certain age, when you get up there in age, you won't, you know, be chill. You won't be chilling. You won't be, you know, stuck in the bed. You won't need a walker. You won't need a wheelchair. You're not finna be out here with no rollator. You want none of that. I don't know about Didier, but I'm finna be out here moving around. Like, I'm 80 years old. I'm finna be in the gym. Just, show these young bucks what's up. What's the deal? But like I said, outside of that, everything has been going good so far. This week has been lovely, and I'm hoping that I get called off tomorrow from work so I can actually go skydiving. If I don't, I'll go sometime this week. I'll figure it out. But the things that you want to do, you'll make it a priority, right? You'll make it a priority. So, moving on forward into the self-care piece, right? And this self-care piece was kind of given to me yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was at the coffee shop, like, working on some things, and I do a lot, like, outside of the jobs, outside of this and everything else. I always make sure I give myself at least an hour or 2 hours every day to work on myself, to work on my goals, to work on, you know, something, right, that's beneficial to me. Because obviously work is beneficial to me. Obviously skydiving is beneficial to me. Things of those sorts. But just give myself an hour or 2 hours to work on myself. But I'm at the coffee shop doing this, and I can't do this at home because I'm not in that environment, right? So the one self-care piece that I want everyone to implement within their self-care regimen, especially if they're the type of person who has to work and get things done, do stuff outside of, like, your comfort zone, right? If you normally do stuff at home, don't do them at home anymore. Go do them at the beach. Go do it at the park. Go do it at a coffee shop. Go do it somewhere to where you're put within a specific environment, or a specific environment, specific vibe, specific whatever, right? I go to the library because everybody's studying, so that's going to make me want to study more and not slack off. I go to the coffee shop because it's the same thing going over there. Sometimes I go sit and do work in the park because it's peaceful, there's nothing going on. Or I go to the park during the day, during the week, but there's nothing going on, it's peaceful, it's good, right? Find you an area to do your work that is peaceful. Sometimes when we do the stuff at home, we're not as productive, right? Because we got the bed right there, we got the fridge in the other room, we got the bathroom over there, like, we got all the snacks, and then we got the TV right there. Like, we got all of these distractions in our way to really not allow us to do what we need to do. And I never understood people who are able to get their work done at home. Like, never, like, ever, like, ever, like, never. I don't get it, because I can't do that on no level. I can't do that on no level. I will doze off. I will be asleep. I will turn on the TV. I will go grab something out the fridge. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours done passed, and I ain't got shit done, right? But when I'm at a coffee shop, and when I'm at the park, or when I'm at the library or anything like that, I get everything that I need done within a short amount of time, a relatively short amount of time, because your environment plays a whole lot in a lot of the things that we do in life. Our environment is vastly important. Just like our mental is important, our environment is vastly important, right? It is going to be easier. It is going to be easier to maintain a peaceful mind if your environment is peaceful. And some of us may not have a peaceful home to go to. Okay, if you don't have a peaceful home, then that means you have to create that peaceful environment, especially when it comes to you getting things done for yourself, right? Create that peaceful environment. Go to the library. Nobody talking in the library, so go to the library. Go to a coffee shop. It'd be cold as hell in there, but go to the coffee shop. Go to the beach and just listen to the water, sit on the sand, or whatever the case is. Just go somewhere to where you are able to be at peace, so your environment can allow your mindset to be a whole lot different. Because we all know a lot of the things, damn near all of the things in life is based upon our perspective, our mindset, how we look at stuff. And one of the easiest ways to kind of switch that, if you feel like your mindset is fucked up, is to change your environment. Right? Because if you're trying to change your mindset, and it's very, very hard because you have these negative habits, you are habitually a late person, you're habitually a procrastinator, you're just not a good person when it comes to getting things done. Okay, stop trying to work on your mind and just go somewhere, work on the environment, right? Because and I don't know where this quote comes from, is obviously true. If you're hanging around, if you're the one dope dealer hanging around 10 dope dealers, you're probably going to be the 11th, right? You're probably going to be the 9th idiot if you're around 8 idiots. Like, it's going to happen. You are who you are around, and that encompasses your environment as well. Not just people, but places, parks, animals, things, books. All of these things have energies that they put off and they give off to each other. It's important that we become knowledgeable of those things and use those to our advantages, right? Use the park to your advantage. Don't feel like, you too good to go to the park, or you don't want to go sit outside because it might be cold, or the park is too far, or it might not be comfortable, or it might be too high. Like, no. Everything that you said to not go somewhere so you can be able to get things done is just an excuse to not be able to get done what you need to get done. So being that you're coming up with an excuse for that thing that you need to get done may not be really important, right? Because the things that are important, you're going to find time to do, right? I did a post yesterday. I was like, I got all this stuff going on, but I still find time to get my 2 hours in, right? I make it a huge priority. Get at least 2 hours in a day to just do shit for myself. I may not do those 2 hours consecutively, right? It may be 30 minutes here, it may be 30 minutes there, but I make sure I get my 2 hours in because that's a priority to me. What's a priority to you, and how are you going to make sure that priority happens? Because time is a matter of your priorities. It's not the other way around. And if you say you don't have the time, it's not that you don't have the time, because the time is there. It's that the priorities aren't there. So we got to switch it. And one of the things that could be able to assist you with switching that perspective a little bit, if you're struggling with getting things done, is changing your environment. Obviously, time management, okay, cool. You don't have enough time for it? Okay, cool. Whatever. You got other things that you have to take care of. You got a family, so you have to be at home and all of these other things. All right, cool. I get it. There's a bunch of things that will allow us. There are a bunch of things that forces us to stay and do our work at home. I get that. But create your environment so that way your environment can be able to assist you with getting things done, right? So the self-care piece, I want everyone to implement within their self-care regimen is when it comes to work, when it comes to getting work done, such as like goals or typing up emails or whatever the case is, right? Working on yourself or anything. Change your environment so that way you can be much more productive, much more efficient, and you can feel much more better about yourself, right? You can feel much more better about yourself because we need to get out of the habit of disappointing ourselves, right? You don't want to be a habitual disappointment to yourself, right? When you get in the habit of disappointing yourself all the time, over and over and over and over and over, you don't have the motivation to keep going. You don't have the motivation to create new goals. You don't have the motivation to just create new anything so you can be able to keep moving because you know, like, I'm not going to get this done, right? In a disappointing ourselves is something that we have full control over, right? Maybe it's not the fact that you're not able to get goals done, but maybe it's the fact that you need to switch certain things up, right? A lot of things in life depends on how you look at it. Same with this in the self-care piece. Switch things up. Get out the house. Go somewhere so you can be able to get things done. All right? So the self-care piece that I want everyone to implement within their self-care regimen, go somewhere to get your work done. Go to the park. Go to, the beach. Go to a coffee shop. Go to wherever. Find your place. Lock yourself in your environment and become productive and efficient as fuck. Do what you gotta do to get shit done. Alright, so moving on forward into the main topic, right? One of the things that I want to speak about today is just this whole aspect of getting off track, right? And we understand that it is important to make sure that we stay off track. Make sure that we stay on track. And if we get off track, we got to get right back on track to make sure we don't lose that motivation or lose that consistency or lose that edge that we have when it comes to getting things done. However, there are a lot of positive things when it comes to getting off track. Sometimes you getting off track is probably what you need, right? Sometimes you getting off track is probably what you need. We beat ourselves up if we don't go to the gym for 3-4 days in a row. And we just 2 days in a row. Dieter just told me he gets on his head if he don't go to the gym for 2 days in a row. Right? We beat ourselves up if we're not really, doing what we have to do, and we fall off track and we just forget and things of those sorts. It's okay if you get off track. Right? It's okay if you get off track. It's not the end of the world. It's not like if you get off track, you're never ever going to be able to get back on track. And I think this is what I posted earlier in regards to the show, is that maybe you getting off track is a sign that you weren't on the right track, right? Some of us are literally so fixated on being on a specific track, and it is not our track. Some of us are so fixated on being on a specific track, and that's not our track. That's not the track that was meant for us. That's not the track that was for us. That's not the track that was made for us. You out here running the track and staying on track of another person's shit. You doing another person's work for them. You making another person's life easier, right? You're accomplishing another person's goals, right? Certain things that don't even apply to you. And then when you get off track, you fight so hard to get back onto that other person's track, thinking that it is your track. Obviously, that goes into how do you find your track, and how do you make sure the track that you're on is, the right track, and how do you make sure you're going in the right direction, because we don't really know what we're doing. How do we know what I'm doing is right? How do I know if me doing this show would be beneficial to me in the long run? I don't know. A lot of the times it's just about doing it and figuring shit out. So when it comes to getting off track, it's okay to get off track. Sometimes getting off track may be what you need. There's a few things when it comes to getting off track that's extremely dope, right? One of the things that's extremely dope about getting off track is the fact that you get a break that you need, right? Some of those workaholics out there who work all day, well, I work all day every day, but like those people who work all day every day but don't give themselves a break at all, they burn out. They burn out because their body's like, fuck it, I can't do this no more. You tripping, and I'm finna take a break. And then you feel bad at the fact that you burnt out. You feel bad at the fact that you're not doing the things that you want to do. You feel bad at the fact that you think that you're not the person that you once were when you were on track. And that's nowhere near the case. That's your body telling you, like, yo, I'm finna chill out. You got no choice but to listen. I'm finna take a break, and I'm about to take a break, and you just gonna have to deal with it. You never want to get to a place in your life to where your body is forcing you to sit down. You want to be able to sit down once you feel as if you've gotten your fill. Once you feel as if you've gone too much or gone too far. Right? So sometimes getting off track may be that break that you need so you can be able to start over, right? Because when you're stuck in a specific field or stuck in a specific hobby or stuck in a specific anything for entirely too long, and you're maintaining that same momentum for months, for days, for years, or whatever the case is, you're going to burn the fuck out fast. You're going to burn out fast. And while you're in the process of burning out, you're going to lose motivation. You're going to begin to hate what you're doing. You're going to begin to be angry in whatever you're doing. You're going to be very unproductive. You're not going to be efficient. The work that you are producing is not going to be your best work. The people that you are around, they're not going to like the work that you're doing. They're going to be like, yo, you changed. What's the deal? What's going on? And it's like, nah. Take that break. Right? I guess that is a form of self-care, right? Understand that when you get off track, that's a moment for you to embrace that break that you have. Don't be mad, don't be sad about getting off track, because that's what you need. That's what a lot of us need, right? A lot of people ask me like, yo, Willis, you work all the time, you do all of this other stuff. You need to take care of yourself and all of this extra stuff and blah, blah, blah. I take care of myself, like, a lot. I put myself first all the time. That's why all of my jobs are per diem. Like, I could take a month off from all of my jobs and I will not get fired. I may not get PTO as a per diem, so I won't be getting paid while I'm off that month, but I have the ability, the freedom to go. And I make sure I go somewhere. I make sure I take that break so I'm not forced to take a break, right? So when you get off track, understand that it's okay to take the break. Embrace that break that you have, because you may not get another one for the next few months or for the next year or so, or whatever. Especially for those people who live within this mindset that they're not supposed to sleep, that they're supposed to be up all night working and things like that. Like creatives, right? I'm not a creative. Well, I am, so to say, but like I'm not an artist, right? I'm not a rapper, I'm not a painter, I'm not a singer, like none of that. And with a lot of my friends that I know who are like artists and rappers and things of those sorts, they're living a lifestyle that praises you for being up all night, that praises you for losing your sleep, that praises you for being in that creative mode that's going to cause you to be up for 72, 48 hours at a time. Do all of this stuff just to be up so you can get stuff done. Boom, 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 boom. And that's never good, because what's going to happen is you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out a lot. And once you burn out, you're obviously not going to be able to produce your best work. Right? So get off track. It's okay to get off track. Be confident in the fact that you get off track, and don't look at it like I'm off track and I'm slipping and I'm tripping and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. It's like, nah, it's your break, homie. Embrace the break that you have, because you may need it. Another aspect of it in getting off track that is thoroughly important, probably more important than an actual break, is the fact that you have the time within this break to look at the lessons within what you were doing. You have the ability to look at why you got off track. You have the ability to look at and ask yourself, was this something I really wanted to do? You have the ability to look at, ask yourself, what can I change next time? So when I do get off track, I can quickly get back on, or I don't feel this way, right? Because sometimes, a lot of the times, we just go with the flow of things. And when we're just going with the flow of things, we're not paying attention to how our body is. We're not paying attention to the little red flags and things of those sorts. So all of those things are going to pile up. And then one day, life is going to smack you in the face and just knock you out. And when life smacks you in the face and knocks you out, you just got to deal with it. And if you're not ready to deal with it, or if you haven't been taking care of yourself to actually deal with it, when you get smacked, you're going to fall. You're going to fall hard. And then you're going to be feeling so bad about the fact that you failed, that you got beat up, that you're not on track, that you're not going to be able to take that time to look at how you got here to the first place. Maybe you got here because of the people that are around you. Maybe you fell off track because of the hard work that you've been doing. Maybe you fell off track because of all of those sleepless nights. Maybe you fell off track because you wasn't giving your mind and your body and your soul a break. right? Maybe you fell off track because you wasn't getting the nourishment you needed by eating actually good food instead of just getting some quick shit so you can go back and handle your business, right? There are reasons to a lot of things, so let's be mindful of that, right? Another thing that is important for people to get off track and understand is that it's going to allow you to stay on track longer, right? Because when you get off track, you're able to take a break. And when you're able to take a break, you're able to look at the reason as to why you got off track. And if you're able to look at the reason as to why you got off track, you're able to make sure you don't do that again. And if you're able to make sure you're not doing that again, you're going to be able to stay on it longer, right? So let's look at all of my folks who deal with depression, right? Let's look at all of my folks who deal with depression. Depression comes in episodes. Depression comes in waves. Like, you're not going to be depressed forever. You're not going to be happy forever. You're not going to be sad forever. You're not going to be mad forever. It's going to come, and there's going to be things that are going to trigger it. Now, that moment in which you are, let's say, super duper happy, if you honestly, because there are some people who look at themselves as depressed people. There are people who embody that word depression and feel and firmly believe that is them. If you honestly believe you are a depressed person and not a person with depression, those moments in which you have a little break to where you don't feel as low, to where your mood isn't as bad, to where you feel a little bit happy or a little bit better, ask yourself and pay attention to what you're doing to at that moment, right? So you don't fall back into that depression. Same with what you're doing when you fall off track. Pay attention as to why you fall off track. Look at the things you could do while you're here, so when you get back on track, you be a little bit more productive, right? Because it's going to allow you to kind of get back to center. You're not going to be on track forever. You're not going to be chasing the same thing forever. There are going to be moments in which you get off track, and you got to deal with it. But also another thing, and this is probably one of the most important things when it comes to getting off track, is that maybe getting off track is a sign telling you that you don't need to be on that track to begin with. A lot of us fight, and I was saying this in the beginning, a lot of us fight to be on a track that is not our track, right? That's like people who are fighting to be rappers, and they the worst rapper in the world. Like, it's not happening. Like, no. That's like people who are trying to chase a dream job or a dream career, and it's not there. That's like people who's trying to chase this chick, or a chick who's trying to chase this dude, and they ain't got no interest in you. Get off of that track, homie. That nigga don't want you. That broad don't want you. Right? Sometimes we have to get off track. Sometimes life has to smack us in the face to get us off track, so we can find the right track that we need to be on. Now, when it comes to finding the right track we need to be on, I'll get in that, let's say next week, right? I get in that next week, how to find the right track. But embrace the fact that you've gotten off the track. Embrace the fact that you've gotten off of the train, because you don't want to be on that train and stuck in that box forever. Like, you don't, because that train in that box probably isn't meant for you, and you probably are full. You've probably had your fill with everything that comes from it. Period. You've probably had your fill with everything that comes from it. I've said this before, and I say this all the time. In life, we all have roles, right? Everybody has a role. I have a role to play in your life. You have a role to play in my life. Am I going to be in your life forever? No. Are you going to be in my life forever? No. But we're going to rock, and we're going to be cool, and we're going to be tight until this thing ends. Same with the track that you're on. When you're on that track, do everything that you got to do to stay on that track in a positive and efficient way. But once you get off of it, embrace your break. A lot of us need a break, right? But, however, we don't want to get comfortable in that break, right? We do not want to get comfortable in that break. It's like a vacation. You know, you go on vacation, you take this trip, you don't want to go back to work. You don't want to get back to what you need to get back into, because you know the work that you have to do. You know how hard you have to work. You can't get to chill and relax. We have to make sure if we fall off track that we are okay and we are aware of the reasons as to why I fell off track. So when it is time for you to get back onto track, it won't be hard to get back on it, because you're going to get back on it with a new mindset. You're going to get back on it smarter. You're going to get back on it knowing that, hey, I am here doing things a little bit differently this time, so I can stick it out a little bit longer, so I can be more productive and efficient, so I can make sure I'm operating at my highest capacity. You have to do that for self, right? So when it comes to getting off track, understand it's perfectly cool. Embrace that break that you're going to have. Understand that this might be a lesson. This is actually time for you to figure out why you've gotten off track, what you need to do to make sure you don't get off track. Again, right? Don't mix up. Don't confuse failures with lessons. Like, do not confuse failures with lessons. Those are two completely different things. The failure is going to come if you just completely stop chasing whatever you want to chase. But there's always going to be a lesson within that quote unquote failure. That there's always going to be a lesson within that challenge or something that you miss. It's always going to be there. But don't get them mixed up, because those are two completely different things, right? So embrace that break. Understand that this might be a lesson. Understand that this might be a way for you to learn new things, right? Also, understand that this might be, you getting off track may be a sign that you're not on the right track. So listen and pay attention and be observant of where you're at and how it is and what people around you are doing once you get off track, and just see how things go. All right? So moving forward into the question. Damn, I almost forgot that. But moving forward to the question, the one piece that I literally just popped in my head like 2, 3, 4 minutes ago, whenever it popped in my head. But question, I want all y'all to kind of answer to yourselves when you're thinking about getting off track, right? When you get off track, pay attention to the people, how the people operates around you. So the question is, when you get off track, how supportive are those people for you when you get off track? When you get off track, are they just like, whatever? Do they leave you alone? Do they motivate you to get back onto a track? Do they let you take a break? Are they on your ass? Like, it's important to pay attention to the people that are in your circle when you are going through these rough patches, or when you feel like you're getting off track, so you can understand who is really around you that is able to support you. Right? So, when you do get off track, what is the reaction of the people that are around you when you're just chilling? Alright? So, good looking for all those people who listen and tuning in, and whenever you hear this, all this good stuff. So, as always, always understand, never forget, ain't no wealth without your mental health. So please stay blessed. Please stay blessed. Please stay blessed. Please stay blessed. And take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.